Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tonia, and today we're talking about a super new moon in Pisces topic and theme, and that is loss. And I'm here today to talk with you about when you lose somebody and when somebody passes who you love. And I've been waiting to do this video for the last couple months. I haven't talked much about this at all on my channel. And unfortunately, I'm trying to see it fortunately because she wanted to go. My grandmother recently passed away, and am very close with my grandmother. It was a very hard thing for me to deal with, and it still is. If you're wondering why my meow when I do my little meow at the beginning was kind of broken for a couple months, it's because I just haven't felt like living, myself, to be frank with y'all, much for the last couple months. Not to say I would ever do anything to alter my physical being, if you know what I mean. Here, no, I wouldn't, but it's just when you lose somebody close to you, sometimes you just don't have a lot of gumption to keep going. And sometimes it's just, well, what the hell is the point anyway? Why? And so I'm here to talk today with everybody who has lost a loved one, everybody who loves somebody and knows that one day they're going to go, and probably before you. I'm here to talk to you about that. So yeah, it's going to be a more personal kind of video. We're going to be talking a little more just like, here together about these topics, and it's not going to be as much astrology today as it is just really talking about this, if you want to call it a phenomenon, this thing of like losing people slash gaining people to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess I feel like sharing with y'all why I've been kind of sad lately, and why it's been so hard to just do anything. And so basically, I'm super close to my grandma. I say in present tense because I believe that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, and everybody has a soul. And things don't always end at death, so to speak. I know love sure doesn't, if nothing else. And so yeah, I'm just, I really have a lot of gratitude for who my grandmother was and is in her spirit and in her soul. And I don't know if you've ever lost anybody and you're watching this and you probably 100% relate with me, but everything just changes and the value of your whole world just shifts. It's like what is worth anything anymore is just, it's not the same. It's totally different. And you have all these, at least you tend to have all these different regrets about things you wish you would have done better or whatever. And ultimately, like, I know my grandmother knew that I loved her, and I made her cake, a homemade cake every year on her birthday. And she's the one who taught me how to bake from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So I called her like 3 to 4 times a week on average. We talked like every other day for the most part. So I know that she knew I cared about her and knows that I care about her, and I was her primary caregiver when she was passing. And so I was like a little death doula, if you will, calling in the guides and the angels, and brought the crystals and administering the morphine and all that stuff. And that was the hardest damn thing that I have ever done in my life. And I don't, I can't even, words can't even begin to describe how hard shepherding somebody you love into the next state of being is, because they're not going to be in the body anymore. And so it is hard. And life has gotten harder since she's gone in a lot of ways, because she's like my rock, you know what I'm saying? So when your rock gets less third dimensional, it becomes a different form of spiritual jujitsu in the world, if you know what I mean. So it's just been hard as hell. And I think the thing that is the message in all of this is that if you have grandparents or people you love who are still alive, I think it's important you recognize from receiving this message on this day that you have to give them the most love, the most that you can give, period, so that you can know when they pass that you did the most that you could. And in a lot of ways, I think I did exactly that. And in a lot of ways, I wish I would have done even better, So I guess my message to you today is to do better, do as good as you can, because, this whole state of consciousness that is life, like, what is it? In the ancient world, they talk about Maya and that this is all an illusion. This is all bullshit. Buddhism talks about it. The Hindus talk about it. People talk about it, that this third dimension, this life simulation is just that, a simulation. Quantum physicists have proven it at this point, that this is in fact some type of simulation reality. It's a construct. It's not even genuine. And so I think that kind of brings me comfort as well, in the whole situation. And, I know that her soul lives on and is definitely conscious somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So that is also of a comfort. But when you do live in this life and you have people who are incarnated in this illusion, in this Maya with you, and you have the opportunity to know love from them and to be love toward them, I guess I'm here today to encourage you to give them all the love you possibly can. Don't regret it. Don't look back and regret things you could have done, because you could have done better. Do better. Do more. Do what you know is right. Do what you know you're going to do someday now, because you never know when somebody's physical time is up, when God says, here's your punch card. And so it's just important. You can use astrology to predict those things. It's really true, you can. But it's not always predictable. And even if it is, you might not believe a prediction, or you might not remember it, or you just might not think it's enough to really give much credence to, and you just don't act on it. And it's not always the best to even predict such things. But what really is the best, regardless of whatever you're looking at or dealing with, is to just do what you can to make sure you provide everything you can to those that you do love. Because if you have anybody you actually love, who actually loves you, you are luckier than a lot of people out there. A lot of people have families that don't give a fuck about them, and vice versa. And a lot of my family, to be frank, is a complete shit show. A lot of the people in my family are narcissists. A lot of people in my family are psychologically, mentally ill and projecting their shit on other people. And you have to be aware, when you do have a gem, when you have somebody who is truly there for you, who truly loves you, because that is not an everyday experience for a lot of people. So when you have it, cherish it. Do everything you can to cherish it and those you love, because it will not keep on going in the same form. Buddhist stuff, I have a really good friend who's like so far into the Buddhist thing, and he's in a sangha and all this, that, and the other, and I learned so much from him. But we have these very deep debates, and so, like, a lot of the Buddhist stuff, I end up, like, we come to agree that, like, I actually believe what he believes in the Buddhist lens, but a lot of it I'm like, I don't like that, I don't believe it. So it's kind of like a mixed bag for me, but some of it is very true, and it's undeniably true, and it's like annoyingly true. And one of the things that is annoyingly true to me is this whole idea of impermanence. And the only permanent thing is impermanence, as they say, right? And I think that that is true in a lot of ways. I think energy in and of itself is permanent, and you can't create or destroy energy. So we know that souls are forever, and that some type of consciousness therefore is forever. But within the foreverness is this constant change, this shiftingness, right? This is not always the same consciousness. So I think that that's an important awareness point to put on everybody's radar in the context of life. It's so easy to get used to somebody being there. They could be there, like in the case of my grandmother, your entire life, and then they're not. At least in the physical. So just be aware that what seems comfortable and guaranteed is not, in fact, guaranteed. It might be comfortable, but it's not guaranteed. The rug can be swept out from under you at any point in time, whether you're expecting it or not. And it's a little nugget of wisdom for you today to encourage you to call your grandparents, even if you're not the closest with them. Just call them and tell them you love them. Maybe give them a few reasons why. Maybe tell them thank you for something they did when you were a kid that you haven't told them thank you for lately. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just give whoever it is in your life that you know actually loves you a little bit of extra something to sit with and to experience, that makes them feel appreciated. And with that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.